and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miranda and I'm an actress and filmmaker following the Star Trek original series journey. I'm going through all of the episodes. We're jumping into episode 8 today called Miri. I don't know who or what that is, but I'm sure we will find out. Also, I did want to let you know that I do have a Facebook if you're interested in following me over there. I'll have a link to that in the video description below. So with that, let's jump into episode 8 titled Miri.
Earth-style distress signal. SOS.
Not a vessel, a ground source.
A what source? So something has an SOS signal, but it's not a...
Definitely an Earth-style signal.
We're hundreds of light years from Earth, Mr. Spock. No colonies or vessels out this far.
Rand's back. Ooh, that looks like Earth-ish. Looks a lot like Earth.
Atmosphere. Oxygen, nitrogen.
Earth.
She's onto it. It's just Earth.
Another Earth.
But how?
Space. The final frontier.
Well, that opens on an intriguing premise already.
To explore strange new worlds.
Are they at another point in time? Is it, like, I don't think alternate dimensions are a thing in Star Trek yet, are they?
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Just gonna have to find out. Miri.
In the distant reaches of our galaxy, we have made an astonishing discovery. Earth-type radio signals coming from a planet which apparently is an exact duplicate of the Earth.
Oh, look, I can see my house.
We'll beam down. Alert security. Prepare to transport landing party to surface.
Oh, they're back in time. Okay. So there's no spacefaring division yet, or technology yet, so of course they couldn't respond to an SOS signal, but SOS is such an old signal. What are we, 1940s is what those vehicles look like? Maybe 20s? Oh, maybe 20s. That looks like gangster era with the suicide doors.
Identical. Earth. As it was in the early 1900s.
Human Rand's out on the planet. I haven't seen that yet.
Mid-1900s. I would say, Captain, approximately 1960.
60? Oh, I was way off.
Readings indicate that natural deterioration has been taking place on this planet for at least several centuries.
You mean there's no one alive?
Not conclusive, yeoman.
The 1960s. Those cars seem older.
The most horrible conglomeration of antique architecture I've ever seen.
What looks war-torn?
Mr. Spock.
Oh man, a little tricycle? Spock's like, why'd you hand this to me? Bones feels a little more sentimental toward it though. Zombies!
Mine! Mine!
Oh no, don't get bit! 1960s. Nuclear fallout. That's my guess. That would be the fear, right? After the 40s. Yeah, I bet this is nuclear fallout. Like, this is the what-if situation. Oof. Kirk taking him out.
Somebody broke it.
Of course, somebody will fix it.
Definitely humanoid in spite of the distortion.
but with the mind of a child.
Mind of a child. Is it a child?
Bones, what is it?
A seizure of some type.
Uh-oh.
We want to help you.
Liar!
Oh.
It's dead.
It's dead.
Its metabolic rate. It's impossibly high, as if it's aged a century in just the past few minutes.
Come on.
Well, I hope that's not the result of being exposed to the atmosphere. I mean, they'd have already aged, right? It's a fun set. Why is the security officer in the rear? Okay, go up the stairs. Oh no. Okay, they have two. They have one in the front and back. That's smart.
Come out. We mean you no harm.
Might put those phasers down if you mean that.
Don't hurt me, please.
I'm not going to hurt you.
No, don't hurt. No.
Come on.
Don't, please.
I won't hurt you.
Please.
We won't
No.
hurt you, sweetheart.
No,
We're your
please
friends.
don't.
No, shh.
Well, that's interesting.
Any further sign of life? Okay.
Because she's genuinely young. Like, she's, what, a young
I
teenager?
wonder what happened to her, if she should be so terrified of us.
Spock doesn't feel like he needs security, I guess. You can see the Fresnel light in the, I think the reflection of the
But I remember
of the window.
things you grubs did. Burning, yelling, hurting people. You're not going to hurt?
Well, of course not. We're here to help. What happened here? Where is everybody?
Is it grown-ups or grups?
You know.
No, I don't. Won't you tell me?
You can't play a game without rules. And grubs ought to know that.
She's calling him grups.
What are grubs?
You are? Grown-ups.
Uh-oh. Is this like Logan's Run again?
You said something about the grubs doing bad things, yelling, hurting, burning.
So the one outside was an adult, I guess.
Am I doing all right?
You're doing fine.
You said the grubs got sick.
She's doing a good job.
Is that why there aren't any of them around?
Yes, they died.
A plague, Captain. That could explain a lot of it.
Poor thing. She does seem very scared.
What's your name?
Miri?
Miri.
Pretty name. For a pretty young woman.
So the zombie grups like constantly attacking? Because I guess is where are kids even coming from? If they all eventually hit adulthood and then what? Get sick?
Guards!
Uh-oh. Are they getting lured into a trap?
Cover me.
What are you gonna do, Spock? It's like, I'm going in. He doesn't need security. Just watch him do stuff. Well, now it really sounds like a trap. being teased.
Children, Captain. Lots of them. We couldn't begin to get close to them. They just seemed to scurry away.
Miri said all the adults died.
That creature which attacked us was certainly no child. Perhaps it died of the disease the girl's talking about.
Okay.
Do you know any buildings where the doctors used to work? Will you take me there?
That's a bad place.
It's important.
Do you have a name, too?
Yes. It's Jim.
I like that name.
Good.
Jim.
I like yours, too. I like you.
Do you really?
I wouldn't lie to you.
I wouldn't lie to you either, Jim.
Oh, no.
I remember the Grumps, but you're nice. You're different.
She's gonna get a crush.
I thank you.
It's already starting. I knew it would.
Uh-oh.
You'll spread all over you and you'll yell and you'll try to hurt everybody and then you'll die.
Bones?
Captain's log. Star date 2713.6.
Uh-oh. Oh, so it is something in the atmosphere, something in the...
We also discovered something else. That the blue splotches
Air.
characteristic of the unknown disease had appeared on each of us, with the exception of Mr. Spock.
Spock's usually exempt.
Captain Kirk,
Yes, Lieutenant?
I've got volunteers standing by ready to help you, sir.
Under no circumstances do I want anyone to beam down from the ship. We can't take any chances with further contamination.
Good call.
Why do you think the symptoms haven't appeared on Mr. Spock?
Spock's fine, which indicates maybe a blood disease difference? Because his blood's different, right?
Probably the
He's-
little bugs or whatever they are have no appetite for green
Is
blood.
it copper-based? I can't remember.
Being a red-blooded human obviously has its disadvantages.
Aw, we're gonna watch them banter this whole episode. It's gonna be great. I'm so pleased to see Yeoman Rand down here, even if she is infected.
It spreads real fast, I know. When you're old, it covers you like anything.
Poor Bones. Means it's gonna spread faster on him.
Intermediate experimentation report project on life prolongation.
Oh, an experiment that has backfired.
Life prolongation. Didn't have much luck, did it?
Quite a paradoxical response, in fact. Maybe just a contrary one.
This was 300 years ago, Captain.
All the adults are dead. Only the children are left alive.
How are there more children?
But children become adults.
At least they have up to now.
Oh, she's not growing up.
There are certain glandular changes which take place upon entering
Maybe.
puberty.
Is that what's happening?
That would explain why there are no adults.
Does not follow. All the adults on this planet died 300 years ago.
How are there children?
There are children in the streets.
Who die when they enter adolescence.
But how do they keep the line going?
How do you explain that she wants to stay with us?
Loneliness, I don't know, curiosity.
And just eloquent and speaks English.
There may be other emotions at work in this case, Captain.
She likes you, Jim.
She has a crush.
She's becoming a woman.
Oh, is this going to be a sad episode? Are you going to watch her get sick? Well, no, because they have to figure out a cure, because Kirk has it.
Spock here.
Here are those figures you asked for.
Acknowledge, Lieutenant.
Okay.
I have their calculations now. According to their life prolongation plan, person would age only 1 month for every 100 years of real time.
100 years? And only 1 month?
So is Miri 300 years old?
This virus annihilated the entire adult population in a very short period.
But that means these children.
Could very well be immensely old.
Eternal childhood filled with play. No responsibilities.
The Lost Boys and girls.
It's almost like a dream.
I wouldn't examine that dream too closely.
A week ago, that creature that attacked us could have been just like Miri. A child entering puberty on this planet
But I mean, she's
means a death sentence.
years away from hitting that at this point, isn't she?
I think we're dealing with children. Immensely old, perhaps, but nonetheless children. I've got to do something about the others.
Difficult, if we can't even get a glimpse of them.
Well, doesn't Miri get on with them?
Miri? Come here.
He's putting out his charm.
You want to go someplace with...
Sure. Phrasing. So manipulative.
That little girl.
Is at least 300 years older than you are, yeoman.
It's funny, because like 300 years, I feel like there'd be actually way more deterioration than what has occurred.
Miri is with them. Why? I know what we've got to do.
He's an interesting fella.
There's more than we see. Somewhere.
Guy looks like he's out of a Norman Rockwell painting.
They talk to each other all the time. You know Grups, you know what they do.
Very Lost Boys feel. Very Lost Boys feel.
They talk to the other Grups with these little boxes. They're dangerous. They're Grups. Don't you understand?
John!
Uh-oh. It's gonna make him, It's gonna make him come out.
All right. Let's hide.
Oh, Kirk, you're all alone and outnumbered by a dozen children. Oh, they're just straight up as an adult fighting him.
Dead. I don't understand it. My phaser wasn't set to kill.
Uh-oh.
Her name was Louise.
Well,
She's a little bit older than I am when it happened.
so what happens if those kids are... Well, no, I guess it's in them no matter what. I don't think they could be taken off the planet to not be affected. Although then, the adults being here...
Data has been fed into the computers, Mr. Spock. Stand by.
Acknowledged.
Are these enough, Jim?
We could use some more, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
I mean, the crew of the starship came here, having had nothing to do with the disease and then are being infected. So I do wonder if the kids being removed from the planet would prevent them from getting infected.
This fellow made these notes in the last weeks after the disaster began. But based on the entries he made before that, I know how much time we have.
Only a matter of time before we all go mad.
Uh-oh.
Destroy each other.
Don't go mad.
Till the last of us finally destroys himself.
Ooh, the scrampies is spreading.
What about Miri?
The notes would indicate that it doesn't become acute for a month
I
or
guess
so.
Bones would be the first to go mad.
The older the victim, the more rapid the progress of the disease.
The disease doesn't seem to be interested in you.
I am a carrier. Whatever happens, I can't go back to the ship. And I do want to go back to the ship, Captain.
That's him saying, we're gonna find a cure. We're gonna figure this out.
Are you certain about the time we have left?
I presume my calculations are correct.
I mean,
Landing party, this is the Enterprise. Computer indicates 170 hours, Mr. Spock.
We have 7 days.
This is the second day of the 7 left to us. We found nothing.
I think I found it.
Janice, take Miri for a walk.
Yes, sir.
But do you know what they were up to?
More or less. A chain reaction of viruses meant essentially to extend the life of the human cell immeasurably.
oh,
Unfortunately, they weren't successful. We've seen the results.
If you can isolate that virus, you'll be able to develop a vaccine.
Is that all, Captain? We have 5 days, you know.
it's already been 2 days. Oh yeah, so they're being harried by the children. Rand! And everyone left their communicators? Oh, goodness gracious.
Anything?
This is bad.
No, no.
You?
That kid seems like he's gonna hit puberty soonish. I wonder if that'll happen during this episode.
The communicators, Captain. They're gone.
This is what happens when Starfleet doesn't put pockets on your uniforms.
Without them, we don't have the computers. And without the computers, we don't have a chance.
Time to go find some children.
3 days, 7 hours left to us.
Another 2 days have gone by?
Unless something is done, the children will starve in a few months.
Haven't you found a thing yet?
Would you like to take a crack at it?
Oh no. She's like gotta be the youngest one there. Now Miri's gotta have contact with the other kids. Can't she be convinced to go get those communicators back?
So upset. Back on this ship, I used to try to get you to look at my legs. Look at my legs.
Huh. Interesting, her hand had to cover so much of it. I wonder if that was for sensors.
Jim, I found something. Slowing down on my own
Never mind that.
responsibility.
What'd you find?
The disease, Captain. The one they created 300 years ago.
There's a chance.
A chance.
Well, that's positive. Assuming that the vaccine they make can reverse the disease. What's she thinking?
Some fooly, Mary, but do you think it'd work?
I know. We have such little time to do this dumb thing of theirs, this Boninsky thing. And if we get her away, that young one.
If they're going to have the big emergency, how are you going to get her away?
It's easy. I'll just tell her one of you fell down and got hurt.
Me, say it's me.
You know, I bet you'll be able to do it with one person less.
2. Because he'll try to find her.
Who?
The captain. He'll try to find her, but he won't. Mr. Lovey-Dovey.
Lovey-dovey.
Uh-oh. Now I've got a...
Bonk, bonk on the head.
We've got a spurned girl here. These kids are kind of feral, though. Was it the Cubs in Logan's Run and, like, Lord of the Flies?
But the question is, what's the dosage?
Where is she, Miri? Where is she, Miri? Where is Janice?
What's the matter with you? How should I know? Don't you feel all right?
No, I don't feel all right.
Jim, I don't want anything to happen to you.
Should have thought about that before you let all their communicators get taken away.
I've got to find Janice.
That's not all, Captain. We've got to find those communicators.
We're trying, Mr. Spock. We're trying very
It's not
hard.
good enough. But we can't test it without the ship's computers.
Without them, it could be a beaker full of death.
Could be. Don't want to go just injecting an unknown substance into yourself. That would be silly.
We only have a few hours left.
I don't care.
Here.
You're doomed.
Your friends, all the onlys, are going to get the disease unless we succeed in what we're doing. You've seen some of your friends get it.
Sometimes it happens.
Not sometimes, all the times, Miri. All of you.
That's not true. It just happens sometimes.
All the time, Miri.
Yeah, you think of one time it didn't?
It's happening to you right now.
Oh!
Look at it, Miri. It's in you.
No!
At it.
Didn't notice that before. Well, she's motivated, I hope, now.
Study, study, study. Or bunk, bunk, bad kid.
300 years and these kids didn't learn anything.
It's not funny. It's a Foley. What are you going to do with me? Think I'd tell you? Mary. You're not supposed to be here. Just don't stand there in the doorway. Come on in.
You brought a grub.
Listen to him.
You listen, Miri.
I did. Why do you think I brought him here?
Alright, that kid in the back has a hammer, so...
Tell them, Jim. Tell them, Jim.
Listen,
Tell them, Jim.
This isn't a game. There never was a game.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, this is, productive.
Listen to me! You've got our communicators. We need them to talk to the ship.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, blah, blah, blah!
Should have explained it as a new game.
Captain!
Oh, he's got a I mean, he's got a straight-up club, and, but he is still a child.
Let Janice go. Give me those communicators before it's too late.
So I feel like he should have led with Miri. To Kirk's defense, I'm sure he's not used to just dealing with, a classroom of children. Probably don't teach that at Starfleet.
You've seen your friends. One by one, they changed and got the disease. The disease, like I've got, like Miri has. We can help you.
Naughty grub. Bunk.
Ah!
Bunk.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that kid's just a sociopath.
It's waiting for you. Maybe only a matter of months.
Listen to him. He's telling the truth.
That's what's going to happen to you. Unless you let me help you.
Look at my arm, John. It's happening to me. He's telling the truth.
The grub!
This is why we shouldn't have taken corporal punishment out of classrooms.
All right, you want a pulley? All right. I dare you. I double dare you.
I'm done.
Blood on your hands. Now who's doing the hurting? You're acting like them. And you're going to be just like them. Unless you let me help you. I'm begging you. Let me help you. Or there won't be anything left at all.
Miri is doing a great job in her performance. Or that actress.
Can't wait for those communicators any longer.
We must. The vaccine could be fatal.
How long do we have left? Hours? Minutes?
Spock's like, I'm not gonna tell you.
Bickering is pointless. I'll check on the captain's progress.
Oh, you're not gonna inject an unknown substance into your body, are you? Don't do it, Bones. Don't do it. No! Stop! Oh, he did it.
Fuck!
Is he dead, Mr. Spock?
Uh-oh.
Not yet.
Well, now I guess we'll see what happens. Ah!
3 hours,
All the
11 minutes
children
left. Thank you,
came.
Lieutenant. Keep this channel open. Clear computers.
He injected himself with the vaccine. He was unconscious when I found him.
Look at his face.
Blemishes are fading.
No. Nice job. The still image there.
I never will understand the medical mind.
So, I mean, it's having the desired effect, but is it still an overdose? Got any more of that vaccine?
It's supposed to be a good thing, Miri?
Ready to go?
Of course it is.
Alright, so they've solved it, I guess. But what happens to the kids? Does the vaccine still keep them aging at this really slow rate?
Simply to leave them there with a medical
Just
team.
children. 300 years old and more. They'll send teachers, advisors.
Oh.
And truant officers, I presume.
Miri, she really loved you, you know.
I never get involved with older women, Yeoman. Mr. Spock?
Captain?
So is that to say the Enterprise was built after his time?
Warp Factor 1, Captain.
Vincent McEvety. Hadrian Spies. Alright, so thoughts on this episode. It's kind of an odd one. I don't know if this was meant to be kind of like a filler episode or not, because there are so many logistical things that are ignored. I mean, not the least of which being, how these children have aged, the amount of time that would have like elapsed, or I'm sorry, the amount of like decomposition of everything that would have happened over 300 years, how they've been eating the whole time, like lots of logistics glossed over, and including probably one of the biggest elephants in the room being the fact that they came across an identical Earth, like identical as of, I guess, the 1960s, so their time, right, whenever the show was being aired. And it seems like Starfleet would be very interested in knowing why there is an identical Earth with at least a substantially similar cultural development, including landing in what is basically, obviously, America. So, glossing all of that aside, it seems to me like the theme is on Miri, hence the episode name being Miri, and maybe like young love or a childhood crush, especially the idea of a young kid kind of growing into womanhood and having a crush on an adult, especially since, that doesn't typically go anywhere, and her going through those pangs. Meanwhile, there's the adventure of the disease that's happening, the imperative of getting a vaccine/cure developed, and her dealing with the emotions of wanting to help them or being jealous of Yom and Rand. Maybe there could have been a little bit more conversation even between those two. Kind of like the way Charlie X can't handle his own adolescent feelings, like Miri maybe not being able to handle them. It could have been interesting to see that explored a bit. Kind of odd dialogue from Kirk to Miri. I mean, I don't know how well a lot of that dialogue would go over today, because I just figure he's kind of manipulating her because she is his only conduit to getting help or being able to at least access like the other kids that have just been living in this weirdly feral environment and surviving for 300 years while having not learned much else, the logistics aside. So there's that, but man, I don't love the dialogue between him and her early on. It's weird. But yeah, overall, like, it's an interesting episode. It is also kind of funny to see how few diseases Spock is, vulnerable to. Like, he seems immune to everything. Like, I don't know if there's gonna be an episode later in which there's a disease that maybe only affects Vulcan blood. But so far, it seems like having green blood is like choice. Like, that's where you want to be, because those poor red-blooded fools are falling for everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens as everything progresses. So those are kind of my thoughts on this episode. This was Miri, episode 8. So yeah, we're well on into the season, and I know Yeoman Rand doesn't stick around for, I think, the whole season, right? So every time I see her in one, I'm like, yeah, cheering for her. So excited. Incidentally, with the kids, the older boy, did he not look like a young John C. Reilly? Anyway, last thought on that. So interesting episode. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what I missed. I did read a tiny little bit after the episode. I guess there's some books that follow on from this story, from this episode. So if you guys know how all of that ends, then feel free to let me know, because I don't know that I'll necessarily read the books. I guess maybe. Anyway, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with me, and have a great one.